This is a visual presentation to show you the value of the NCR Aloha solution and how we can incorporate that solution to your business. We aim to put Rosarita Fish Shack under the umbrella of the NCR Corporation, and we begin that with you. You will become one of the 100,000 customers we have, at 80% of that being independent restaurateurs such as yourself. We take a customer for life approach, and we are currently averaging about 125 new installs per week. NCR Corporation has been around since 1884. So we have 130 years of experience in our business. We actually invented the first cash register. We serve 550 million customers a year, and last year we generated $6.5 and up billion a year. Of that $6.5 billion, we invested $3.5 million in revenue, in research and development. NCR Corporation manufactures their own hardware and software, with the hardware coming from NCR and the software from Aloha. The benefit of having such a large corporation with NCR is that we manufacture our hardware and software so that we can spend that $3.5 million in research and development on your system so that you have the best, the newest, the most innovative solution in the industry today. On the other side of our umbrella here, we have our local office, which is the tri-state office. We've been here for 30 years. We are a local office here in Manhattan, as you see. We house our sales team, our implementation team, and our 24/7 help desk. The advantage for you is the support of the local office is that if you have a terminal problem programming, or if you have something that you need to work on with your system, we're here locally. We're right around the corner to support you as a local office. Last time we spoke, we talked about some of the pains in the restaurant, some things you'd like to maybe work on, increase, and the first thing that came up was theft. Theft is in every company, more prevalently in the hospitality industry, because of the simple fact that it's hard to determine what's being stolen because it's not exactly in your face. Just like if you were to go to a convenience store and take a candy bar and put it in your pocket, you'd be able to see that. With hospitality, we have something called invisible theft. We're not seeing it, but it's there in front of your face. It's happening even though you're not seeing it. The Bud Light that's not getting rung in, the entree that's going out without the ticket. These are some of the things that happens in every restaurant across the world every day. The other thing we talked about was increasing sales. So we understand that as a restaurateur, you spend about 70 to 80 hours a week to make about 8 cents on the dollar. Our goal really at NCR is to increase those sales while decreasing the amount of hours you're spending in the restaurant every day, every week. Our next area of focus was labor. You expressed to me that on many different occasions, on the slower periods you went to the restaurant, there was maybe 2 or 3 tables and 4 or 5 servers still lingering around. Obviously, that's a cause of concern when there's more servers than there is tables. So that's something that we're going to work on. The next area of discussion was inventory. You told me that you do a lot of different daily specials. You're trying to work on a more extensive wine program. You wanted to see reports that could show you what was selling, what wasn't, what to add on, what to take off to really boost those sales up and take off kind of the dead weight of the rest of the products. Our next thing was security. Now this is what we spoke about when we talked about credit card protection and breaching and practices that you guys use, that your managers use within the restaurant to really make you have the most secure files and servers possible. So as we're speaking about security, we're going to go over here and kind of show what we call the PCI triangle. Now, nobody can be totally PCI compliant because it's a kind of ever-moving target. There's no silver bullet that takes it out to make you totally PCI compliant. And it's said that 54% of all credit card breaches happens within the hospitality industry. Obviously, this is a very large percentage considering it's more than half. So on the top of the triangle here, we have store-level software. This is NCR's responsibility to keep you and protect you and keep you as safe as possible with our processing. And it's something we call PABP. Now this is Payment Applications Best Practices. This is a way to keep you safe. This is what we do to make your system secure. NCR Aloha is actually the first POS solution to be PABP certified. We use our system to keep you as compliant as possible and make sure that we hold up the deal on our end. The bottom here is DSS, Data Security Standards. This is your responsibility as a restaurateur for practicing security measures and keeping your stuff safe. There are 12 steps or practices to this that can be accessed on www.visa.com. And you can see the list of those 12 steps. Some of the steps include as easy as locking the office door, changing passwords, keeping credit card numbers locked up or put away. As complicated as kind of trying to manage your own commercial grade firewall. Over here we have remote access. Remote access is the number one reason for all credit card breaches. These are things like log me in, go to my PC, Dropbox, basically unsecure networks that you're kind of funneling your data through to access certain reports, and that's how you're getting hacked or criminals are getting in to get that account information. A smaller restaurant such as yourself is something we call low-hanging fruit, which means that because you don't have the most robust, the biggest, best security system as such a larger corporation, you're more targeted for fraud and for security problems. To combat that kind of situation, NCR has developed something called Command Center and our NSS Security. Command Center, it was developed so that we could give you a secure network. It has a two-part key authentication code, so that funneling stuff in is getting transposed when it's funneling out. It's the best, most secure way to keep your things safe when you do Command Center, when you use it as a totally protected network managed by us. So now we're going to go to Why Aloha US. Number one at the list, on the top of the list, is ease of use. So the National Restaurant Association found that 80% of all hospitality employees and workers have used Aloha at one point in their career. So chances are, if you implement our system, there's going to be quite a few people that already know it. This is going to cut down on your training costs and really, boost up your system to be ready to go as soon as, you're up and running. Our system is intended to be very intuitive. Just as you got an ATM card and you didn't need to be trained, our system has been related to as easy as that. Our second Why Aloha is TCO, which is total cost of ownership. We are going to tell you exactly what you're going to spend within a 5-year plan. There won't be any hidden expenses, upgrade fees, anything like that. Within those 5 years, we can tell you what the expense of your system will be. If you are searching out other POS solutions, I challenge you to ask them to show you the same thing, and I doubt they'll be able to. Number 3 is something called redundancy versus resiliency. These are two very important terms because they're two very different things. NCR Aloha is a totally redundant system, and what that means is there's no single point of failure. And you'll hear resilient in our industry thrown around quite a bit, but it's not really the same thing. And the best way to show you that is to give you just give you a little diagram real quick on how that works. We're going to assume that the top box is an Aloha system and terminal, and at the bottom three are our competitors. We have our servers here and our back server here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So with an Aloha system, if your server goes out, your main terminal here becomes your master, and it speaks to all these, and all the terminals communicate within one another. Your tickets are going the right way, they're going to the proper place in the kitchen, your credit cards are being rung. If you do a comp or void on 1, you're going to see it on 3. If you do something on 3, you're going to see it on 2, and so forth. It's completely redundant, so much to the point that I doubt even your employees would know something was going on unless they were told. Now with resilience, if the server goes out, these terminals will still work, but they're independent of themselves, which means that they're not communicating with each other, tickets are not going the right way, there's no credit card processing. If you do a comp on 1, it's not going to show up on 3. If you do something on 2, it's not going to show up on 1. So it's a big difference between redundance versus resiliency, as you can see here. Our next category is WWW, and what that stands for is whole unit replacement. I'm sorry, that stands for world-class hardware. As I said, we manufacture our own hardware and software, so this is a great benefit to NCR Aloha because we maintain and have in-house our own products. The first W stands for wear and tear. So wear is, when it's 50% of your terminal is kind of shot, we will go in, give you a replacement, and take our terminal back. For the second W, we have whole unit replacement. That means that if your terminal breaks or something happens with your terminal, we're not going to open it up in your restaurant, make it our workshop, fix it, and then leave you with a mess. We're going to go in, we're going to give you a replacement for the interim, take our terminal back, fix it, probably better than when you actually had it, and then give it back to you. The last W stands for when. When will you have your terminals or your products or your new equipment? It can be as early as 4 hours if desired. As I said, we're a local office and we have everything in-house. Our fifth on the list is our unified solutions. Now this is really what creates our customers for life. These are problems, issues, things that keep you up at night in the restaurant, like theft, labor, inventory, sales. These are things that have come to us from customers' feedback, things, real pain problem points that they wanted solutions to, and that's what we decided, that's what we gave them, solutions to these problems to make you run more efficiently and smoothly and really help you sleep at night. So let's talk about some of these innovations over here. We're going to go ahead and match them up with your pain points and things that you wanted to improve upon. So the first thing we talked about was theft. So NCR developed a product called Restaurant Guard. This is very unique to NCR Aloha. It is artificial intelligence. It actually lives in your system, in your server. It learns as it goes along throughout the years that you have the system. And what it does is it shows you trends in your system that maybe are big, alerts or red flags, like transferring tables, splitting checks, and keeping them open, re-ringing, printing additional receipts. I mean, all the stuff that happens every day in every country, every restaurant across the world. The second thing we talked about was sales. And with that, we created Pulse Real Time. Now, Pulse Real Time, operators love it, restaurant owners love it. It's an app-based solution, a platform for your phone, Android, iPod, iPad, whatever you choose to use. It gives you real-time sales within 15 seconds. Every 15 seconds it refreshes. It communicates with your terminal. It can show you what your net sales are by hour, day part, category, revenue center. It can show you if maybe you should add on a few more reservations on a Saturday night or push out some more wine to get those sales up. One of the other things that it can do is dial down into checks. So it can show you if there's a bottle of wine that's on the table that's not on the check, you can go to that server or manager and find out what's going on. And then add it to that check and then create that sale so you won't have a loss in that area. This is also great. Pulse is great for theft and labor. It shows, as I said, you can dial into checks and see if things aren't being rung in, and it can show you labor costs and who's clocked in and who's clocked out. For labor, we have something called Labor Scheduler. This is a program where you can actually put a schedule into your terminal, into your system, and you can have it set so that people can't clock in or clock out 5 minutes before or after their shift. You can see certain labor percentages by the day, by the month, so you can really, in the future, predict how many servers or how many busboys or whatever you have on the floor that you'll need for that day. For inventory, we have a program called Insight. Insight is a cloud-based, kind of web-based program. You can access it from your home computer, laptop, whatever you're using. It can give you different reports, customizable reports. It can show you product mixes. It can show you specials. However you customize it, it can show you that particular revenue center or category the way you want to see it. It can also integrate with certain payroll systems like ADP and Paychex. It can also email you reports. If you want to see on Sunday morning when you wake up what you did on Saturday night, you can set that program to get automated to your email the next morning. The next thing we discussed was the security, which we spoke about over here as well. We have our NSS, our Network Security System. We manage and maintain your commercial grade firewall for your restaurant. We basically use our command center, our NSS, to weed through and deter some of those systems that are trying to hack into your system. It sends us alerts. It lets us know if anything is pretty much funny on your system. It gives you really the most secure base system possible. For the simple fact that it was, made for NCR Aloha and it works with our system, it's going to be the best, most managed, secure way for your system. So now that we have kind of encompassed all of NCR and certain avenues and different categories here, I'm going to take you over to the demo room and show you that redundancy in real time so you can see when I unplug the server that all those terminals are going to work together.